you have to have a passion about something. If you're not passionate about anything, don't do it. I was a taxi driver in Montreal. I quit school when I was 16 years old, never finished high school. Spent 30 years in the financial industry. I got in the financial industry when I was 23 years old. I think whenever you do something, you either have to be the best or don't do it, move on. Move to something else. I called my wife, I said, come pick me up at Don Mill Station, because I'm quitting. What keeps me up at night is whether the franchisees are profitable or not. I want the Fresh Burger franchisees to be the most profitable in the market. Come on, like, you're in the burger business, man. Like, can you get a bite out of this? And it's a product? Dude, man, like, come on, this guy.
What's going on, everyone? Today we're with someone who decided Toronto needed a better burger, someone that spent 30 years on Bay Street, someone who's traveled the world just to find some of the best food and disrupted the burger game completely by founding Fresh Burger. Today, I'm with Jacques Kavafian. And Jacques, for those who don't know you, tell us a little bit about who you are and what Fresh Burger is.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Welcome to our original Fresh Burger in Richmond Hill. Well, like you said in your introduction, I've spent 30 years in the financial industry. I got in the financial industry when I was 23 years old. At 53, I thought that was enough of finance, and I wanted to do something different, and I love burgers. I couldn't find a classic burger. All my time downtown, I couldn't find any classic burgers downtown, and so I thought maybe I should start my own. And so we rented this place in Richmond Hill, which is 4 minutes walking distance from my house. And there you go. We opened this on September 3, 2013. And it was a success from the first day we opened.
Wow. So, let's just talk a little bit about you being on Bay Street. What was like a day-to-day for you on Bay Street, and what was that like for you?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. The financial world is a different world. I still get animated when I talk with people about finance.
Yeah.
Like a typical day on Bay Street would start 7:30 morning meeting. That's every day.
Yeah.
And by the time the market opens at 9:30, you got all your list of calls to make to clients. Our clients were primarily institutional clients, pension funds, life insurance companies, high net worth individuals, and you go, emails, meetings, phone calls, more meetings. Until day's over, and day's usually over by 6, 7 o'clock. And if you have any traveling to do, you do it after that. So if you want to go to Vancouver, you take an evening flight, and then your day starts over on the West Coast. So, I work 75 hours a week for about 30 years.
Just 75 hours.
I think minimum.
So, Jacques, you're there, you're on Bay Street, you're doing well. And what was like the moment that you decided that you wanted to leave Bay Street and open up a Fresh Burger? Was there like a specific moment or something that just came to you that made you want to do that?
No, it was planned actually. It was planned. I knew that I wasn't enjoying that anymore, and so I wanted to do something else. I was 53, so I wasn't that old. And the restaurant was something that we were planning, and I had zoomed in the burger category already. And so, but the timing was, interestingly, I took a walk up, it was an August day. I took a walk up Yonge Street. I walked up to Wellesley, and at Wellesley I got in the subway, and when I went north, and when at Davisville the subway got above ground, I called my wife. I said, come pick me up at Don Mill Station, because I'm quitting.
Oh, wow.
And so when she picked me up, I emailed the boss. I didn't even call. I emailed, said, look, man, I'm not coming back. I'm just quitting.
And how did your friends and family react when you told them that you were gonna quit that job and start something completely new?
Of course, naturally everyone thought I was crazy, but I was sure of what I was doing. So there was no going back. I had made up my mind, and this is what we're doing.
It's good that you find purpose in what you do. I think that's very important, if something's not fulfilling you, to find something that does, because that's really when things shine. And how do you feel that you have you know, so many people that depend on you to help them run their locations and you know, supply them jobs, etc. Like, when you wake up, how does that feel for you?
Well, you know, that's not lost on us. We realize that a lot of people depend on the brand, on us, particularly franchisees. You know, they put their life savings on the line, and they trust you. 100% of our focus is on franchisee profitability. And so we do everything we can to make sure we got the lowest cost possible, and support our franchisees as much as possible, because without profitable franchisees, we don't have a business.
No, definitely. And I'm sure they're very appreciative of all the work that you put in for them, and likewise, you know?
Well, we hope so.
Was there ever a moment that you felt that you made a mistake leaving Bay Street to come open a Fresh Burger?
Never. It's never been a conversation at a dinner table in our house. We moved on.
So why did you decide to open up your first location here in Richmond Hill?
Well, you know, once I had decided to do burgers, I looked at about a dozen other restaurants that I could buy and convert them to a burger concept. To be 100% frank, which is what I usually am, not one of them would pass my hygiene test. Kitchens that the restaurants I would go visit, the kitchens that I would see, I'd say, there's no way I would cook in this kitchen. I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And so we decided to go fresh, to start, pun intended. We started to look at shell locations where it would be in a shell condition, and we would build from scratch. And that's what we did here.
No, that's amazing. You know, there's a lot of restaurants. Not all of them are the cleanest, and I know all the Fresh Burgers locations I've been to are always looking clean, kitchen good. So let's talk about the first day you opened up Fresh Burger. What was like the opening day, like the opening week? How was that for you?
Well, we were nervous as heck, and so we had hired 8 employees. By 8 o'clock, we figured that, you know, we are on the west side of Leslie Street, south of 16th Avenue, and so all the businesses are south of us. And so we said, you know, guys, I called up all the staff at 8 o'clock in the morning, with thinking that people on our way to work, they would pass by our restaurant. So we were all outside holding these opening today at 11 a.m. signs, like eight of us.
Some guerrilla marketing tactics.
And we did that until 9 o'clock. And then we came in the store, we started doing prep, you know, waiting for customers. We were rammed. We ran out of fries at 12:30. So first of all, we didn't know how much to make. You know, we've never run a restaurant before. And so, you know, in the middle of the lunch rush, we're scrambling to do more prep. Anyway, that was our first day. It was successful from day one.
So from the first day, you knew right away that Fresh Burger was going to be a success.
You know, interestingly, when we first opened, we only had 2 items on our menu. We had a 4-ounce burger and the double.
So let's talk about the menu a little bit. You know, these days you see so many different types of crazy burgers, trends and everything. But I know you guys have a very specific menu that's actually never changed, if I'm correct.
Correct. And so that's what I said initially, is that when I worked downtown and I wanted a burger, I'd go to McDonald's or Wendy's, because there's all the other burgers, like independent burger places, they're all like overthinking it. I call it mumbo jumbo. Can I just have a simple burgers, like a cheeseburger, please? You know, I don't want smoked cheddar on my burger, okay? Like, I just want normal American cheese on it. And that's what we decided to do. In fact, our families are huge fans of In-N-Out.
Yeah.
And like most successful business, a lot of people like to, you know, to crap on them. If you like In-N-Out burger, In-N-Out products, and you live in Toronto, come to Fresh Burger. We got you.
For sure. And you know, there's so many, like you said, there's so many different competitors. What makes Fresh Burger stand out to like typical burger spot, you know, all around the city?
Well, our tight menu, our simple menu is one. Our potatoes, our fries is another one. You know, our fries are grown, our potatoes are grown here in Ontario, especially for us. It's not a secret. We use Kennebec potatoes. They make amazing fries, and the way we dress our burgers. You know, like people say, you know, what differentiate? First of all, we don't buy products from the big American suppliers like Cisco or GFS. They have nothing that we want, and they don't want to carry what we want. And so we deal with local family businesses, and they're able to carry the unique products that we're looking for. And that's what makes us different. If we were to buy from the regular suppliers, then we're the same as everybody else.
No, for sure. And I think that's refreshing, right? Because when you go somewhere, you want to try something different, you want quality ingredients, and if everyone's using Cisco, you're really not getting anything different.
Yeah, you're getting everything off the shelf that everybody else has.
Yeah. You know, what are some small details that you think you obsess over that maybe your guests wouldn't notice, that they just come here, that like the food is so good, but there's something you're doing behind the scenes that makes it that good?
Well, our sauce is one thing, okay?
The secret fresh burger sauce.
The secret fresh burger sauce that most businesses, spend years perfecting. I did that in 8 minutes in my kitchen at home. It's the way we make our burgers. We like to call it, like, we follow the science of taste, and it's the way we dress our burgers. You want the best experience? Come to Fresh Burger and get a combo 2 with onions and pickles. That's Jacques' favorite.
Yeah.
It's on our menu, and just get it the way we make it.
No, for sure. I love the burgers here. You know, I was here actually on your opening week. You know, my mom used to work here at the Nike nearby, and she said there's this new burger spot that opened up, and we all came here, and we loved it. You know, we were going crazy over it. The sauce tasted amazing. We were comparing it, saying it's better than a Big Mac and everything, and I still do remember that.
Well, thank you.
You know, in terms of your burgers, you know, what's really cool is that you guys use fresh beef and never frozen. Even to the point where I believe you've told me that if someone ever finds a freezer in here, that you'd give them $10,000.
That's right.
Yeah. So why did you guys decide to use like fresh beef, and how do you like work with something like that? Because I feel like not many places do that.
That's right, and so that's why we deal with local family-owned businesses, because they're able to supply that. We used to grind the meat inside, in-house.
Oh, wow.
Previously, but a few years ago when we started franchising, we outsourced that to a local butcher. They delivered the meat to us every day. I mean, if we were to go with Cisco or some of those big guys like GFS, we'd have to buy the meat in 10-pound tubes, vacuum packed tubes, and like, that's not what we want.
No.
I just think that the crumble, the mouthfeel, the whole like experience with fresh is now a lot of people use fresh. Don't get me wrong, but they don't use the coarseness, the loose texture, the texture of the meat that we have.
I hear you. And you know, just to touch on a point, so you mentioned that you guys used to grind it in-house, but then you franchised, and that, so what was like the moment that you realized that Fresh Burger could be a franchise and not just a one-off store?
Well, our customers were asking for it. Our first 5 franchisees were customers of ours.
Oh, wow.
And so we thought, you know what, franchising, if we go the franchising route, we could, first of all, I didn't want to work in the stores myself. It was a good option for us. Franchising was a good way to expand the brand.
For sure. And how do you decide who's a good fit to be a franchisee here at Fresh Burger?
Well, to be honest, we didn't know. It was trial and error. Initially, we thought whoever is asking to become a franchise, great, yay. Yeah, can you write a check? Yes, okay, fine, let's do it. And we learned the hard way that that's not all. It's a strange thing about franchising. People love your store. They love your product. They come, and the moment they buy into it, there's things they want to change. Well, look, if you loved it so much that you were ready to put money in, why you want to change? That was a learning curve for us.
Also adding on to that, like, what are some other things that like you potentially learn about franchising, or things that you just never thought were a part of it?
We learn that every day. Even now, it's where should we open? We try to mimic the demographics that we have here in Richmond Hill. It's not always possible, but some, we try. It was trial and error, but now we have with 13 years of experience.
For sure.
Now we know we have a pin in our head office on the wall. We have a map, and we've got pins at every corner where we want the store.
And visualizing where it's going to open next. So 9 locations, congratulations. It's
thank you.
Not easy to do, especially when most restaurants close. 70% of restaurants close down, and you've managed to thrive and open 9. How do you maintain quality and consistency throughout all your locations?
We don't chase trends. We don't get distracted by fads. We really don't pay attention to a lot of the stuff a lot of the noise.
Steve Jobs used to have a saying where it's focus on the signal and not the noise, you know, because there's always going to be lots of things coming in, but how focused can you stay on what you know is true and what is good?
Yep. You know, customers give you a lot of feedback, and the only feedback we listen to are the ones that relate to customer service, customer experience. There's not a single feedback on our menu that we've taken or we've listened to. Our menu is cast in stone. It's never going to change. So long as I own the business, this is the menu you're going to get.
It's a good menu, so it's not a bad problem. What kind of responsibilities do you feel towards your franchisees rather than just like the legal ones on the contract? Like, what do you do for them? Or just anything you go above and beyond for, you know, just any responsibilities you feel towards your franchisees?
We do it all the time, yes. We're very proactive. Like, we don't wait until a problem occurs before we deal with it. We're proactively coaching our franchisees. And like, when I look at my sales, and the sales on a particular day are not as, you know, they're not good, I worry about it probably more than the franchisees themselves do. I'm consistent. What keeps me up at night is whether the franchisees are profitable or not. I want the Fresh Burger franchisees to be the most profitable in the market, so that I don't have to sell a franchise anymore. People will come and will want to buy it. So that's our goal. We want profitable franchisees. Now, the other aspect is sometimes the franchisees think that we're like overstepping or we're breathing down their necks. No, man. What we want to make sure that you're profitable here. Okay, we're trying to help you.
Yeah, and how do you like balance that type of relationship with your franchisee?
So we have help. Our VP Finance, VP of Operations does that, because like I said before, when I tell you something, like, what part didn't you understand? Like, I'm not, I'm not very good at repeating myself with people. And so I let other people do that.
So that's good. You know, you have a big team that helps you to make sure all these franchisees are successful and the message is getting across. And that's amazing. So what are some future goals for Fresh Burger? What do you see Fresh Burger in the next 10 years?
Well, I don't know about 10, but next 5 years, our 5-year plan is to have 30 stores in the GTA. Not in London, not in Kingston, not in Ottawa, in the GTA. We want to be the main brand in the GTA, what we call is the most admired burger brand. Once we've reached that level, that goal, and we're basically a household name here and people clamor to come to a Fresh Burger, then we'll expand, we'll go outside of the GTA.
That's good. We've been getting some comments on the Instagram, people asking all around, you know, to come open up some Fresh Burgers. And, you know, it's a franchisee that wants to open up his own burger restaurant. Why go with Fresh Burger versus anyone else?
The primary reason would be that the initial investment is a lot lower at Fresh Burger than it would be comparable. So on a turnkey basis, it would be $400,000 to $450,000 to put up a Fresh Burger. We're talking significantly more money for someone else. Our franchisees deal directly with our suppliers, designated suppliers. We don't get in the middle of it, so their cost is pretty low. The operation is a simple operation. It's only burgers, fries, and poutine. So we don't have chicken. We don't have like all kinds of other, fake meat stuff. And so it's a lean, clean operation, low cost to start. And frankly, I think we have high unit volume stores. The average revenue per store is substantially higher than what the general quick service industry is.
So for the franchisees, that's all good news. And let's talk a little bit about the customers and the community guests, may I say. What is like the perfect guest experience here at Fresh Burger for someone from when they come in to when they leave?
We aim to serve everybody within 7 minutes. So by the time you place your order and you have a receipt in hand, the time is on the receipt. Within 7 minutes, you should get your order. And most of the time, hopefully all the time, you're gonna love the product you're gonna eat. And this is very important, we do this at everyday low prices. I mean, we're cheaper than some of the other national chains, but maybe, I like to say we're $1 more than a McDonald's.
But it's much better value, I'd say. You know, you're getting
Huge, of course.
fresh quality meat, local butchers, right?
Gram for gram, you get more product from us, but even so, we're like $1 more than at a McDonald's.
And how do you manage to do that, you know?
Our limited menu is what helps us, because we buy a few things, but what we buy a lot.
Yeah.
And so we get good prices. And also our suppliers, they're local family-owned businesses. They've got low overhead compared to the big suppliers. So all that put together, our food packaging cost is one of the, I could say the lowest in the industry.
Okay. It's amazing. You know, just a fun question. How many guests do you think you've served over the 13 years? Or how many burgers have you think you've sold?
Eyeballing it quickly, maybe 2 million so far.
2 million burgers? Wow. And how does that feel for you? Knowing, you know?
Never thought about until you mentioned it.
So it's a big number, 2 million. And you know, 2 million burgers sold. Has there ever been like a guest or some sort of interaction with someone that really stood out to you throughout the 13 years?
You know, many. For example, when we started, once we had this telephone order, so this person came, placed an order, came, picked it up, went home. He drove all the way back to drop a $20 bill in the tip jar.
Oh my
because
gosh.
he said, man, that was so good. Another family, they were on their way to Barrie. And so by the time they reached, I think they took like 16th Avenue, Rutherford, they were going to 400. They made a hard 180. They came back to get more.
Oh, wow. Before they had whatever, sure.
Before they head home. So lots of things like that encouraged us a lot when we started.
And what's the comparison between like closing a deal on Bay Street and then having like a guest come back and do 180s, 360s just to get some more of your product?
No, that's a good feeling, but closing a big deal on Bay Street is a different category. Man.
Different kind of feeling.
That's no, it's both are good, but closing a big deal, big financial deal is it's a big deal, man.
No, it does. So how would you say Fresh Burger plays a role in the communities? You know, I've spoke to one of your franchisees, Arman, and you know, he sponsors a few teams in the area and stuff like that. So are there any like touch points on Fresh Burger, how you play a role in your community?
We try to as much as possible, you know, there's so many out there that you kind of have to pick and choose. There's a lot of baseball teams, man. There's a lot of hockey teams, and you can't really do them all, but we try as much as possible. Local churches and festivals where we can, you know, like we try to get involved.
So you know, you're building this big thing here, 9 locations, 2 million plus burgers sold. You know, you go through a lot of things and you do a lot every day. How do you prepare for your day to day?
Well, my days now, I'm at the head office. Just to clarify, we have one corporate store. Our Richmond Hill store, which was a corporate, was franchised back in 2017. Now our main corporate store is at the airport on Airport Road by runway 23 for those who are interested. I don't go there a lot. It's a very well managed store. It's a standalone building. Main task right now is I work at the office, try to make sure that we get some marketing initiatives going. You know, we're always looking at opportunities to lower costs for our franchisees. So we talk to various suppliers to bring prices down. I get involved in new franchisee recruitment interviews. It keeps me occupied.
So, you know, transitioning from Bay Street to owning a burger establishment, a few of them, what are any like finance rules that you learned from Bay Street that you apply today to running a burger restaurant?
100%, very good question. Everything that we do at Fresh Burger, there's a mathematical reason. I'm a spreadsheet guy, so I have a spreadsheet on everything. Every single item, and the one reason, for example, we use disposable bags, takeout bags we don't have trays at Fresh Burger. Whether you're eating in or out, you get it in a takeout bag. There's a mathematical reason why we do that. Main reason is I don't want to serve people in a dirty tray. I don't know, I'm not confident how people would clean those trays. I never get the trays when I go to another restaurant. I always take it takeout. In addition, it makes we don't have to store the trays. It's simplicity. And that's how we keep our costs down. But my background as an analyst in the financial industry helped me a lot in the planning of Fresh Burger.
No, for sure. And it's good that you're able to transfer skills from here to there. And I guess that's what life's about, learning and taking things with you. And, you know, talking about spreadsheets and numbers, what are one of the most important metrics for you when looking at the spreadsheets for your franchises?
The main KPIs that we look at is the number of transactions per store, the growth, and the value of each transaction.
So, you know, you're a founder, you have 9 locations. Every day I'm sure you're getting tough decisions to make. How do you make your decisions day to day?
All decisions are made based on whether it's going to make the product better, it's going to make the service better, or it's going to make our franchises more profitable. Those are the only factors that will influence our decision. We will never, and I repeat this, we will never ever make a decision or we will change something because we're going to save money.
That's good.
If it doesn't make the product better or keeps the same. We will never basically cut corners to save money.
And where does the love come from to like just have such a quality product?
It's basically how I am, man. I can't stand mediocrity in anything, and it goes the same with Fresh Burger. I think whenever you do something, you either have to be the best or don't do it. Move on, move to something else.
Fair enough. You know, you've traveled the world, Jacques, lots of different places. What was like some of the best like burger establishments outside of Canada that you tried that made you want to be like, you know what, I need to do this here in Toronto?
Yes, it's not necessarily burger. In my travels, places where they only do one product and they do it well, they've got a lineup all day long, and people clamored for those places. And so I found that in Toronto anyway, everybody wants to please everybody. So you go to a burger restaurant, they got chicken, they got salad, they got this, they got that. No one's really focusing on burgers only. And so I thought, you know what, that's what we should be doing here. We should be doing just burgers and fries. Yeah. And by the way, speaking of fries, okay, I'm very proud of, we do Belgian style fries. And there's a huge difference. Fries were not invented in France. I don't know why I guess in Belgium they do speak French, so it's French fries. But we peel our potatoes. We use Kennebec potatoes, not the crappy russet Burbank that everybody else uses. And we peel our potatoes. We don't, like most people in Toronto, will have they'll cut their potato with the skin on. No. Wrong way to do it. You got to peel the potatoes. That's how you get the great tasting, crispy fries.
You know, you were 30 years in the finance industry and you decided that you wanted to do something new, try something else. To someone that's in that position today, you know, that's 50 plus maybe, and they feel like maybe it's too late to start, what kind of advice would you have for them?
You have to have a passion about something. If you're not passionate about anything, don't do it. Don't do it. You're wasting your time. Every successful businessman that have been successful have a passion on something. First, find what your passion is. It could be sushi. You could be passionate about sushi. Get yourself a sushi place. You know, like whatever it is. For me, it was. It could have been. Burgers is something I like.
Yeah.
And it was in my estimation, in my forecast, it had the highest return on investment. It was easy to get in. It was easily learnable. Plus, I liked the product, so it wasn't. But for me, my passion was to build something that people love.
And how does someone how do you even find your passion? Like, how does that come across? You know, if you're doing numbers all day and, you know, life is stressful, how does anyone even have time to find a passion or anything like that, you know?
Yeah, well then you don't have one. Because once you have it, you know it. In my case, like I said, I wanted to do something that people love. And so look, you will never find anyone who knows Fresh Burger and doesn't like it. There's two kinds of people you're gonna meet. Those who know Fresh Burger and love it, or those who don't know Fresh Burger.
Fair enough. You know, and Fresh Burger is such a success today, but what was one of some toughest battles you had, like one of the toughest periods for Fresh Burger, whether it had been COVID or anything, and how'd you persevere through that? We
opened 3 stores within 3-4 months of COVID.
Oh, wow. Okay?
So that was a slap in the face, if there ever was one. We got hurt bad, man. We got hurt really bad, but thank God for a lot of the government programs that were put in place that helped us. I don't think we could have made it without those, but thankfully they was there, and we made it through. That taught me a lesson about being well capitalized.
Yeah.
If you don't have them, like, you need to have certain amount of money to be able to weather those unforeseen events. Who would have thought about a pandemic that we would shut down?
Yeah.
Our airport road location, the airport was closed for 2 years, practically closed. Everything was shut down in the area for about 2 years. So,
wow. Talking about the airport location, beautiful location. Why did you guys decide to open up right there beside the airport?
I was going to the international center, and I saw the place was for lease, and I looked at the runway there, runway 23. I said, I want this place. So I called and I made a deal, and I rented the place on the spot like that.
What's one of your favorite parts about like opening a new fresh burger? Is it like, like calling and making the deals, or is it just like seeing it come to life, or the process? Like,
I enjoy the building of it. I enjoy building the store. Taking a space and then making it look like a fresh burger. I really, really enjoy that. I love the grand openings to bring the brand to new customers and.
Yeah, and so talking about that, the creation process. Let's talk a little bit about like the name. How did Fresh Burger, the name, even come about?
Yeah, I googled how to pick a name for a business, and it said that your name has to represent what you will sell, what you will do. So I said, well, I want to do fresh burgers. So we made that, and we couldn't trademark it. So what we did is I stole this. I took the Winston, the cigarette tagline. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. So we made fresh burger.
Tastes good like a hamburger
should. And so we trademarked that. And so our basic trademark name is a sentence.
And I remember you guys used to have a purple color. No? Was Fresh Burger purple at one point?
Yes.
So what was the inspiration behind that, and how did you guys go from that logo to today's logo?
The purple inspiration was the purple cow theory.
Purple cow theory?
Yes.
What's that?
It's when you're driving. There's this famous guy who wrote this business book about driving through the countryside in France and see a lot of cows, and he said, well, after a while you stop looking at them, but if you saw a purple cow, you would basically turn around and take a second, do a second take. So that was the whole theory about that, to be an unusual color, which worked out well for us.
And it's nice. I even like the color now today, black, white, gold,
Traditional color for fast food or quick service has been white and red. I think you got a lot of those, and so we want to be a little different. But although now black and gold, it's not that different. There's a lot of, it's our colors now.
No, for sure. They're well-known colors here in the city. So, there's a lot of entrepreneurs here in the city, and, a lot of people try to do these things. What do you think makes a good entrepreneur or someone like a good restaurateur? Like any key attributes, key characteristics?
100%. You have to be service-oriented. If you don't have that, like, if you're trying to save pennies, if you're trying to save money here and there, you should not be in business. You have to be professional and you have to be generous. If that is and being part of if you're professional and generous, you're naturally also customer service oriented. Anyone coming to a Fresh Burger has to leave happy.
Definitely.
I don't care what you do. Any customer walking into a Fresh Burger has to love her experience and walk out happy. And so that's really what you need to do. But one advice I have to any businessman, if you're cheap, stay out of business.
What do you think your best attributes are that make you the man you are today and successful?
I'm generous, I'm direct, and I'm very customer oriented. I want to satisfy everybody. I've always made sure that, look, man, go around and ask around. You will never find someone who doesn't like Jacques Kavafian.
That's good. That's good. What's an experience for someone who was maybe upset about something, and then you had to turn it around, and what'd you do to do that?
Well, sometimes some experiences are unturnable. Okay, so you will encounter those that no matter what you do, you're like, I didn't ask for tomato. You put a tomato. Oh my God! Did you call the authorities about that? Like, did we start World War III with that tomato? I don't know, man. It's we do our best.
Yeah. No, that's good. I could tell you guys do your best. So you've been in business now 13 years. What are 3 things, if you were to start all over again, what are 3 things that you do the same, and maybe 3 things you do differently?
I think I would just do the same.
Just the same.
Yeah, I mean, we have no regrets. Like, there's nothing that we regret about. We should have done that. We should have no. Like, we were on plan. We're doing what we wanted to do, and we would. There's nothing I would change.
Oh, that's good. And not everyone could say that, So, to a lot of restaurant owners, what's a mistake you see restaurants make over and over?
I think the mistake that they make, first of all, they're unclean, and second of all is they sell a mediocre product at a high price. Customers are not stupid, so you think you're making a good product, but do the customers think you're making a good product?
Yeah.
And so it's very important to have good value. We offer phenomenal value at Fresh Burger for the money that you pay and what you get. And so that's make sure you don't offer a mediocre product or an average product at a premium price.
What do you think about the restaurant scene here in Toronto overall? Like, would you say this is one of the best places to open up a restaurant, or do you think people are better off and anywhere else around the world? What do you think about the Toronto landscape here for the restaurant industry?
Toronto market, they know burgers, man. They know burgers. They know burgers. It's one of the most competitive. I mean, every restaurant has a burger on the menu.
Yeah.
So you're competing with, and so to be able to compete in that category, you've got to make sure you got a good product.
Yeah, for sure. Would you say you're a competitive guy? Do you enjoy competing and trying to be one of the best?
Look, you don't survive 30 years on Bay Street if you're not competitive, okay?
Yeah.
I'm a competitive guy. I will always be the best in what I do. If I am not the best, I will move on. I will find something else in which I could be the best. Mm-hmm. And right now, we are the best in the burger category in Toronto.
No, I agree. I don't really think there's not many other franchises that have this many locations that aren't like a Wendy's or a McDonald's. So you guys are definitely one of the top of the top. What's something that gives you the most satisfaction about being the founder of Fresh Burger?
When my kids hear from their friends without knowing that they are Fresh Burger kids, how great Fresh Burger is. And it's great, man. It's a great feeling.
That's good. Talking about kids, you have a son who's a super well-known content creator, does an amazing job. Would you say you had an influence on his love for food, or he had an influence on your love for food?
Yeah, my son Vartan Fresh, by the way. Vartan Fresh, if you look him up on YouTube.
Check him out, guys.
He was very instrumental in building Fresh Burger. His huge social circle was a very big help to us at the beginning when we started here. And now him and I, we built this together.
Nice.
I think his love of food came from me.
There you go. Yeah.
We're a family of foodies, so it's not surprising.
That's
but
cool.
Boy, he can eat.
Yeah.
Just watch his videos, man. This guy can eat.
That's funny. How important do you think it is to have a community and a support team, even before going into opening up any sort of restaurant? Having a strong network. How important do you think that is?
We found out in our case it was huge.
Huge.
I estimate now, I don't have data, but sort of eyeballing it, I think 10% of our sales were from my son's social circle.
It's a big boost.
Beginning. Huge boost at the beginning, especially when you're starting.
Yeah.
So it made me think that anyone A lot of new Canadians, new immigrants, they come and they want to open a business because that's the only way that they can sort of earn a living.
Yeah.
But they don't have that social circle.
Yeah.
They don't have the circle of friends and family that can help them, support them. It's tough. And so we always ask our franchise candidates if they have a big social circle.
So that's one of the questions.
Yeah, seriously, man, it makes a huge help when you have cousins and friends and whatever they can come and support you at the beginning.
Are there any other types of questions that you really look for or you ask to potential franchisees?
Yep, whether they're cheap or not. I don't respond well to cheapos, man. I think that I think in business you have to be generous.
Yeah.
You have to be. Generosity is reciprocated many times over. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't understand that, but a lot of the questions that we ask in our interview process is we don't ask, are you cheap?
Yeah.
Of course I'm not. That will no. There's a lot of questions we ask them to come up with that determination.
And say someone decides, you know what, Fresh Burger looks great, I'm liking everything I'm seeing, and they decide to buy one. What does their next few months look like after you decide that you want to own a Fresh Burger?
Once you go through the vetting process and we decide we agree to award you a franchise, then we start, once you paid your franchise fees and everything is in order, we start looking for a site for you.
We start looking for locations.
Yes. And that could take 2, 3, 4 months. It depends. The whole process will take 9 months to a year.
Yeah, fair enough. And what are some beliefs about the burger industry that people disagree with you about?
That we should have a veggie product. You don't have a fake meat. I've never been a fan of. Beyond Meat is beyond my comprehension. We should have chicken.
Yeah.
No, you have to make the decision. Are you in burgers or are you in chicken products? You can't be both. You can't be good at both. I wonder if people go to Kentucky Fried Chicken and ask them if they have a burger.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work like that.
Yep.
Definitely not. So Jacques, you're the founder of Fresh Burger. You did Bay Street for a while. Is that really what you thought you were going to do with your life when you were younger, a young man?
No, I thought I was going to be a pilot.
Pilot, yeah. Flying overseas, eating some fries in Belgium.
Yeah, no, I thought I was going to be a pilot, man. It's I didn't even know I was going to be in the financial industry. I stumbled into it. I was a taxi driver in Montreal. I quit school. When I was 16 years old. Never finished high school. My dad used to drive his taxi daytime, and I used to drive at nighttime.
Wow.
And so one day I got this customer who was in the financial industry, young guy. He was he was bragging about his job and what. I said, whoa, man, that sounds interesting. I'd like to do that too. And so he gave me a few pointers about how to get in the financial industry. I was 22 years old. And taking his advice, I sort of, did the Canadian Securities course. I sent out 250 letters across Canada.
Wow.
And one company in Hamilton, Ontario, gave me a chance. They hired me.
Wow, what a fascinating story. So from 16, you dropped out, you're riding the taxi, someone tells you, come, you could work here at Bay Street potentially in the finance industry. I mean, that's insane, man. Honestly.
And then I ended up staying 30 years.
Wow. And do you think that people really need an education to be successful in today's day and age?
You always need to. I mean, I learned even today. I became a huge. I became a voracious reader because once I got in financial industry, I realized I don't speak English well.
Yeah.
For sure I can't write in English. And so there a lot of it is self-study, but you constantly have to
be educate
yourself. You got to acquire knowledge, or else what do you do? How you do stuff? So I encourage all our franchisees, not all of them listen, that they should read books, they should learn accounting, they should learn law, the basic stuff. You don't need to be an accountant, but you should know. When your accountant is talking to you, you should know what the differences are between assets and liabilities.
And I think that's what separates an okay founder from a great founder. Someone that's done all the roles and they've done the experience and they know each position pretty well, So talking a little bit more about Bay Street, When you guys close a major deal, what's the what happens after that, you know? What do those nights look like?
So you're doing so you're leading the financing, say of a major deal, so $200 million financing.
$200 million.
Then you close it.
Wow.
Usually we do those. We call it bought deals. So the companies, the firms, they guarantee the companies. Say you're an airline and you want to issue $200 million worth of equity. We buy the equity from you at 4 o'clock once the market closes, and then by the time the next day the market opens at 9:30, we would have sold all that equity to investors, and then I mean that in itself is a huge thrill. And then you do this closing dinner where everybody involved, you go to Jacob's Steakhouse or something.
Yeah.
It's crazy dinner that is paid for by the company. And you celebrate that way.
Nice. What do your friends from your finance industry think about Fresh Burger today? Like, you guys still stay in touch? Do they come by, grab a bite?
Many of them, they love it.
They love it?
Yeah, they're very supportive.
You feel them there on Bay Street.
Sometimes I miss them, man. I want to talk stocks. I want to talk about airlines, and my specialty used to be airlines and aerospace.
Oh wow!
And so that's why I'm very excited about the airport road location. So no, I love it when they come over. I wish anyone who wants to come, let me know in advance, and I'll come to the airport road location or Richmond, wherever.
Yeah.
We can have a chat.
We can talk some stocks, eat some burgers. Yeah, it's a good life, So, what would you say you need to become a franchisee?
First of all, there should be, what's important to me is the chemistry. We should have some kind of a chemistry. You're not doing this only for the money. You should have some kind of a customer service, a passion for making people happy and serving customers. Money-wise, we require $250,000 cash, not necessarily as a down payment or anything like that. You should have $250,000 in the bank or access to $250,000. That is not a loan to qualify as a franchisee. Simply because if things go wrong, like it did with us when we opened before COVID, that you have enough cushion, you have flexibility to carry through. A lot of businesses fail not because of anything other than they didn't have enough cash.
Not enough oxygen.
Yes. Yeah. You run out of money just before you reach that profitability goal.
Just every day when you wake up, what do you rate your life on a scale of 1 to 10 with everything you've done and where you are today? And
I feel like I would say 7.5.
7, 5 out of 10?
You know what, man? I love artists. I love creativity. I think artists, singers, writers, musicians, they're so creative. They're like, I wish I was one. And so that's the reason, I would have ranked myself higher if I was in that category.
Yeah.
I love creativity, and I admire creative people so much.
What do you do when you're not working, just on your free time? Any other hobbies that you have that people may be surprised to know about you?
Yeah, I'm reading.
Reading.
Every waking hour, I'm either working or I'm acquiring knowledge. If I'm not doing those two things, I'm sleeping.
You talk about creativity in music. What are some of your favorite artists or genres of music?
I listen to music in many languages. I speak Japanese, and I'm multilingual. French music is what I like most.
French music is what you like most?
Madonna.
So Madonna?
In American music, I think I like Madonna a lot. Oddly enough, all the rock bands that I like, they're British bands. Like Coldplay and
Coldplay is good.
Charles Aznavour, for older people, is my favorite.
On a busy night on a Fresh Burger, what's gonna keep you going through? Are you listening to some music? Are you talking to people? If you had to be working a night shift or something,
Well, you know, one thing I can't get rid of is the stock quotes.
The stock.
So I have I have a screen in my office with all the stock quotes, like the stocks that I follow with the quotes.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not involved in it, I still have that. I still get the news stories. You know, like I'm into it still. I trade a little bit in my own account, but.
You think we're ever going to have Fresh Burger go public one day?
Yes, I think so. For two main reasons. Going public gives you access to capital, so it gives you currency to make acquisitions and to grow the business faster. Now, on the other hand, you have to have a certain amount of scale to be able to go public. But beyond, Freshburg is not for sale.
Yeah.
But going public would be one way to raise capital without selling the business.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You know, Fresh Burger on the IPO, just have a little FB. So, you know, maybe you've seen on the internet, there's been a viral video of the McDonald's CEO trying his so-called product. What were your thoughts on that video?
You know what? First of all, I think it was a very successful campaign. It had it was amazing that only McDonald's could pull off. But dude, come on, like you're in the burger business, man. Like, can you get a bite out of this? And it's a product? Dude, man, like, come on, slap this guy.
Chris Kelly.
Is that what his name? Anyway, it worked. It was very successful, and that's the kind of creativity that I admire. I think that was all staged.
Oh, so you think it was
yes,
staged?
I think it was all staged. It was all planned, and the McDonald's is a smart company.
What do you say? What's your favorite franchise besides Fresh Burger?
In-N-Out.
In-N-Out. And then, what's your least favorite?
You know what? Before I get to my least favorite, I'd say I like McDonald's. Now, hear me out on this. You got to hand it to them, man. Wherever you go in the world, it's the same product.
Yeah.
That's tough to pull out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you know, we run 9 stores, and we know how hard it is to get the consistent. These guys, they've got like 30,000 stores around the world. It's always the same.
Wow.
And so that's one thing that's amazing. I don't think I have one that's like, if it's a burger, I probably like it. Subway is my least favorite.
Subway?
Yeah. Subway is my least favorite for the simple reason that they treat their franchisees so poorly that I feel sorry for their franchisees.
Wow.
You know, like, I mean, they'll get a Subway store in a plaza, say anchored by, say, a Home Depot, and then they'll have another location in the Home Depot. It's like, how can you do that?
Yeah.
How can you have one in the plaza and then another Subway in the Home? Like, it's not right. So yeah, Subway.
How far do you think your franchises should really be from each other? You know?
We put our franchises far enough that there is 5 kilometers,
5
basically.
distance.
There's enough. It's far enough that they don't cannibalize each other, and yet it's close enough that there's some brand awareness when we open a new store.
Okay, well, Jacques, it's been an absolute pleasure. You know,
Thank you.
I really admire you. You know, you're a great businessman. You're a great personality, and you know, I have great things to say about you and your burgers. Taste phenomenal, and I want to thank you for your time today, and you know, all your guests, thank you for all the hard work that you put in, your franchisees, and it's an honor to be here interviewing you today.
Don't stop and continue.
Let's keep it going.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you in Richmond Hill.
Thank you.